Good afternoon, everyone. I see a few of you trickling in. We've got some more in the waiting room, so we're going to give it just one more minute and then we'll get started today. Welcome to those who are just joining. We're just going to give it about 30 more seconds and then we're going to get started. All right, well, in the interest of time, I'm going to get things kicked off here. We'll have a few more folks joining us, I'm sure, but we will be recording today's session. So for anyone who joins later, if you want to reflect on any of this information, that will be available after today. So before we get started, I do just want to take a moment and respectfully acknowledge that I'm broadcasting today from the unceded traditional territory of the Lekwungen people, known today as the Esquimalt and Songhees Nations. Thanks everyone for joining us for this information session about our Project Zero Incubator program for 2022. Really excited today to have an opportunity to discuss this program with you and then answer any of your questions. I'm also just joined today by a few of my team members. We have our Executive Director, Jill, on the call, as well as our Manager of Program Development, Jen. So they'll be here to help with any questions and any tech issues as well. So a brief overview of what we're going to talk about today. I'll do a quick introduction to Synergy Foundation so you have an idea of who we are, overview of the circular economy, and then we're going to dive right into those incubator details, all the bits and pieces that you're going to want to know for this year's program. And then we're going to make sure we save time at the end of the presentation for any questions that you may have. As questions arise to you throughout the presentation, feel free to write them down in the chat box. Jen will be monitoring that and ensure that all of those questions get captured. Or if you just want to save your question until the end, you'll have an opportunity to take yourself off mute and ask it directly. So just know that those options are available to you. And a reminder throughout the presentation, just to keep your mics muted until we get to that Q&A, but looks like everyone's doing that so far. So that's good. Awesome. So our organization is the Synergy Foundation, and we were founded in 2013. So here, our mission really is to work to share ideas, spark innovation, and activate change to help steer our economies and communities towards a more regenerative future. So we work towards our mission through our 3 core programs, where we focus on the circular economy with Project Zero, urban agriculture with FED, and the Vancouver Island Green Business Collective to help small businesses green their operations. So today I'm here with my Project Zero hat on to discuss our circular economy incubator program and answer any questions that you might have. So with all the promising opportunities of a circular economy, which I'm sure most of you are already familiar with, we launched our newest program, Project Zero, in 2019 with the support of Van City. So with the launch of Project Zero, our intention is to bring more circular economy concepts to the West Coast and help bolster an inclusive circular economy in BC. So when I talk about those promising opportunities of a circular economy, this is what we're looking at: the environmental impacts, the lowered carbon emissions, the opportunity for innovation, and spurring that entrepreneurial spirit and creating new local jobs. Some other benefits that we see of a circular economy that become even more prevalent now through the pandemic and our recent extreme weather events is that piece of supply chain resiliency. So by utilizing a circular economy, we're allowing for better resource and waste management and allowing more local manufacturing to help strengthen those supply chains. So many positives from the circular economy, and really the reasons why we dove into it as an organization. So we'll do a quick overview of the circular economy. All of you on the call today are interested in joining a circular economy incubator program. So I imagine you have a fairly good sense of what it is. So we'll keep this brief, but right now our economic model is really quite linear. So we're extracting resources, we're turning them into new goods, we're shipping those around the world, and then we're purchasing them for use and often single use. And then we're throwing it away when it's no longer of use to us. So really not a sustainable model that we have right now. So what we want to do is try and turn those arrows back in on themselves. And that's what the circular economy model is all about. So really in an equitable circular economy, resources and manufactured goods are designed to remain in our system. So this is done through innovation, reuse and repair, redistribution, reconditioning and recycling processes, all of which are then powered by renewable energy. So as a result of this system, pollution and waste are eliminated. And then we have these new innovations that are enabling affordable lifestyles to empower new ventures like yourselves to create green jobs for the future. So the transition to a circular economy has started, but there's still so much room for opportunity because right now our world is only 8.6% circular. So that means of all of the waste generated globally, only 8.6% of that is re-entering our economy. The rest of it is either going to landfill, it's incinerated, or it's ending up in our waterways. So not only is there environmental opportunities, but huge economic opportunities. So the World Economic Forum has stated the circular economy to be a $4.5 trillion opportunity by 2030. I know that's a really unfathomable, huge number, but where it comes from are things like creating new revenue sources. So taking something that was once a waste and now creating a new product or a service with it. So monetizing that waste, creating more local jobs, and tapping into different sources of funding, whether that be grants, low interest financing, wage subsidies, innovation partnerships with universities, and so much more. All right, so talking more about the incubator program itself and how this ties into everything I just spoke about. So an incubator program, so business incubators are really here to help early stage startups grow by providing resources such as mentorship, networking opportunities, connections with investors, and more. So with the support of an incubator, ventures are much more likely to experience long-term success. This is our 4th year of hosting the Project Zero Incubator program, and to date, we've supported 29 businesses in launching. And it's been very exciting to watch them grow over the years. And through this program, you'll have the opportunity to connect with a business coach who you would meet with monthly. And then throughout the program, opportunities to connect with an accountant and a lawyer for free one-hour meetings. So taking these things like topic experts and facilitated sessions and investors and combining it all into one program to really give you all the resources you need to start off on the right foot. So our incubator program is a little niche in the sense that we are only working with businesses who have an idea that contributes to a circular economy. And I'll go over some kind of business examples in a few moments here of what would make a good fit for this program. Our program is 8 months in length, and thanks to our strategic partner, Van City Credit Union, we're able to offer this program free to all accepted ventures. We are now also offering it, as you know, to entrepreneurs across BC. Previously, we had only worked with ventures on Vancouver Island and the Lower Mainland, but very excited to be working with entrepreneurs across the province this year. You don't need any previous business experience to apply for the program. You can be brand new to business, but just having a really innovative idea in the circular space is what is so important. And as you know, the applications are open for this year and they'll be open until February 13th. So what would you as an entrepreneur get out of this incubator program? So you would get comprehensive entrepreneurial and business planning skills, insights into financial and legal side of a business. As I mentioned, those one-hour meetings with a lawyer and an accountant are included with the program. Specific skills related to operating within a circular economy and different connections. You'll have the ability to successfully pitch your business idea. And we actually host a venture launch event at the end of the program where you do get to practice that pitch. And then you'll have the opportunity to connect with investors and experts throughout the program, as well as that regular business planning with coaching and mentorship. So working on your business plan, receiving feedback, and working with a one-on-one coach as well throughout the program. So some key takeaways from our incubator program, really, what are you going to have when you wrap up after 8 months of working with us? You'll have developed a polished off business plan. So throughout the program, we'll give you kind of these little assignments and they'll all tie into your business plan. And by the end, you'll have a beautiful polished off document. And if you are an established business that may be applying to this program for a new service or product line, you may already have a business plan for your current services, but if you're looking to start something new, it's always great to have a business plan tailored to that. This will be really beneficial in helping you get started, whether that's securing investment dollars or developing your marketing guide and so much more. At the end of the program, you'll also have that investor ready pitch that I mentioned. And you'll have built lots of new connections with mentors, coaches, and innovative business leaders and industry experts. You'll have learned business operation fundamentals and entrepreneurial skills, and then connected with like-minded entrepreneurs. We see lots of really great connections happening between all of the entrepreneurs that are in each cohort, and even from previous cohorts to current ones where they've now gone off and done little collaborations together as well. So the time commitment for this program. So our programs are going to be hosted virtually on Zoom, and they occur about every 3 weeks. And they'll be on Thursday afternoons starting at 2 p.m. So our program will run from April through December. And each session is about 3 hours in length. Some may go slightly over that. But when you are, if you are accepted into the program, you'll receive a detailed session schedules right away so that you can get all of those dates into your calendar. Our sessions will be a combination of lectures with guest experts, breakout room activities, panel discussions such as entrepreneurial panels and PR panels, and speed networking events. So lots of different variety in those sessions. And then we'll have these assignments, which will be completed in between sessions. So I briefly touched on this before, but these assignments are going to be different portions of your business plan that are related to whatever session topic we just covered. So you'll have time to work on that assignment and that portion of your business plan and receive feedback on it. And then at the end of the program, you kind of stitch those all together. And then you'll also have these 30-minute monthly coaching calls with your specific business coach. So that's your time commitment that you're looking at for the program like this, and keeping in mind that that is spread over those 8 months. Types of businesses that would be a good fit for the program include new ideas and early startups, and established businesses and nonprofits that have a new product or service in any of the following categories. So really just fitting into that circular model. So upcycling waste into new materials, renewable energy, clean technology, something in the repair economy or sharing economy, or looking at a product as a service model. So something like leasing to reduce waste and extend the life of a product. So key important dates: applications are going to close at 11:59 p.m. on February 13th. So make sure that you get those submitted before then. Successful applicants will be notified by mid-March, and the program will kick off on April 21st. So that's when the first session would be. Some tips for completing your application. All of the application form is on our website. And when you download that and you're filling it out, you just want to make sure that you are clearly defining your business model and how you're contributing to a circular economy. Don't bury the lead. Make sure you make those very clear. Include any metrics or insights that you might have available. Have you done any pilots or focus groups? Any information that you can include like that would be great. Not necessary if you haven't conducted any of that research, but if you have the numbers available, include them. And then be really specific about what's your target market and how are you going to market to them, and what are you hoping to get out of the incubator program if accepted. And then please just make sure you also review and revise before submitting. Make sure you've completed all of the sections. It's not a very long application form, and try and stick to the word counts that are in there. For eligibility, so to be accepted into the program, you need to be based in BC and planning to develop your organization within BC. And then you also need to be in the concept stage or earning less than 500,000 in annual revenue. And then before we go to the Q&A portion, I just wanted to do a little highlight of a few of our past ventures, so you have a snapshot of some of the businesses who have previously participated in our program. So Salt Legacy was in our 2020 cohort. They take the journeyed sails from sailboats and upcycle them into new adventure backpacks. Ergo collects cooking oil from restaurants around South Vancouver Island, and they are turning it into biodiesel. And most recently, they've created a concrete release agent using that reconditioned cooking oil. Flipside Plastics is a microplastic recycling center here in Victoria, and they do the entire process under one roof. So from collecting, sorting, and shredding the plastic to using injection molders to turn them into new products like these. Here you see them taking the coffee cup lids. They piloted with some cafes around the city to collect their coffee cup lids and then turn them into these locally made soap dishes. And they sold out of those within just a couple weeks. So working on kind of revamping and relaunching. And then I've got a few ventures on this slide here. On the left is Sharewares from Vancouver. They're a citywide borrowing platform to supply, sanitize, and track reusable packaging for Vancouver businesses. So they're already attracting some attention from major players in the industry as well, which is very exciting. They were in our 2021 cohort. And then top right is Polar Engineering. So they're an engineering firm that does these really innovative heat recovery systems with large scale projects on 5 different continents already. One of their recent projects on the island was with a local rec center, and it included a new energy system that's expected to save the center or reduce their emissions by 64%. And then in the bottom right is Bin Breeze. They were in our very first cohort back in 2019. And they've created a product out of wood waste and minerals that you can add to your kitchen compost bin to reduce odor and fruit flies. And they've seen great success with this product. They've been featured on Dragon's Den, and they're now in over 450 retailers across Canada. So that's just a snapshot of some of the ventures and some ideas of the businesses that have participated in this program in the past. As a reminder, make sure that you get those applications in by February 13th, and they are available on our website. So that's it from me. I'm going to open it up for questions now, and I'm just going to stop sharing here. There we go. And Jen, were there any questions in the chat to start off? Doesn't look like it.
No, not at the moment.
Quiet group. All right. Does anybody have any questions? You can use the raise hand function or simply take yourself off of mute.
Hi, it's Jennifer here. I have a couple of questions. Since this is about like pre-business, I've just got an idea and I'm just starting to research whether it might even be viable or anything. I'm just wondering how much of that you really need to have in terms of a proof of concept versus just starting to get some research done.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. And in our program, we have had everything from someone who's come to us with, I have a business idea and I don't know how to get it off the ground, to I've got this all figured out and I just need a bit of direction. So if you feel like you've got a good idea that you feel confident about and you really want to explore, I encourage you to submit an application for the program.
Okay, great. So then you would support us as well in actually looking at that proof of concept research too, as that part of the curriculum of the program and mentorship, or are you hoping that we'd have already a lot of skills in like prototyping and testing out the ideas with a potential market?
That would be dependent, I suppose, on the product itself, but we do have sessions that are focused specifically on your marketing and your external market as well. Jill, you may have anything else to add to that one?
Yeah, I would say, it's a bit of a mix, I guess. If you want to do some early product validation, I would say, because during this program, you would be developing your business plan for this, and there will be some, sessions on external market or how to go about, prototyping and go through that journey. But you want to be pretty business ready, so have some early R&D done, and just in terms of validating for yourself that this is worth pursuing and developing a business plan for, if that makes sense.
Okay, thanks.
You said you had a couple questions, Jennifer. Was that it, or did you have another one?
Well, I was also wondering if this is like, are we competing with others for spots, or is this about like, well, if you meet our basic criteria and we believe in your idea, let's welcome you all in. I'm just appreciating that you're expanding the scope as well to BC wide, and I'm just looking at something really small for Vancouver Island at the moment. So I was just wondering if that would be like screened out, or if you're, if I'd be competing with other spots.
So we plan to accept up to 25 ventures into this year's cohort. So it really depends on the number of applications. And we do have a review panel. So we have a judging panel who will review all the applications and kind of a criteria that we go through.
Okay, great. And so I heard you say that you need, like, I know the questions in the application, and you said to be really clear about defining the circular economy contribution and target market and so on. What are the specific criteria otherwise that you think we should really focus on in our application?
So it will be all linked to that application form. And what we're going to be looking at when you answer those questions is your circular alignment. Is it innovative, a new service or new product to a new region? So what's the level of innovation? What's the environmental impact of it? And then what's the economic impact as well? So is there opportunity for new job creation, new revenue streams? And the scalability as well. And then also just looking at, is it feasible? Is it a sound business concept? Anything else to add there, Jill?
I think that about covers it. One thing that is great to see in applications is that you've identified, a clear source of waste. That could be energy waste, like the polar engineering example that Georgia shared, or it could be a physical waste, more commonly physical waste. But to sort of represent the scale of the problem, and you don't need to have exact figures, but even just being able to say, for example, the scale of the ocean plastics problem and how your solution is going to take that waste and make use of it as an example. So really just being able to clearly see that this is a circular solution. And, in circular businesses, there's usually an input to your waste and then an output, whatever you're creating, is sort of the most common business model. So if we can clearly see that, that really helps us envision what you're hoping to create.
Okay, that's all fantastic. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Hi, I have a question if I could ask it, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
I can't see on my screen who it is, but
Oh, my name's Leanna. I'm Leanna.
Go for it.
I'm just wondering how you feel about applicants that are applying that are just going to be coming out of other like incubator programs. I will be finished a really small incubator program in the North Okanagan when this one would be starting. So I was just wondering if that is that frowned upon or is that okay?
I can answer that one if you want, Georgia. Yeah. It's not really a direct answer, but if it depends on the nature of the incubator program you went through. So it definitely encourage you to put details on where you are currently at, what that incubator program gave you. If it was more about idea generation in your past incubator program and sort of proof of concept of this business idea, that might fit well. If you've gone through an incubator program where you've already developed a business plan, well, that's exactly what our incubator program would do, so you may not need to go through a second one that's similar. So it just depends on the nature of the incubator program you already went through. And if it's if it fits well within that continuum of developing a business.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh,
Yeah, you're welcome. Looks like we've got some hands up from Angel and then Cornelio.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, I just have a couple of questions. So my venture currently is in the beauty space, and I'm not too sure how that fits into the circular economy model because there are rules and regulations regarding ingredients when it comes to beauty products. However, my company is zero waste. It's very sustainable, and we've actually won awards for it. Mind you, we are under the threshold for the revenue, but we've done really well when it comes to planning and demonstrating our commitment to sustainability, limiting waste, job creation, bringing a good product that's actually backed by science, but at the same time contributes so little to carbon emissions. So I'm not sure if my business is a good fit, only because, again, like we're not necessarily taking in waste and then turning it into new products. We are actually limiting what waste is being generated when our products are used. What are your thoughts?
I think in the innovation space, creating a zero waste product, through design and packaging, et cetera, certainly fits in the circular economy. You're eliminating waste, so that is part of one of those rings that Georgia showed in the first diagram in her presentation. So that certainly would be a fit. I would be something for you to reflect on is looking at the contents of the program. It sounds like you are kind of at early stage, so perhaps a business plan and scaling and through this program could be of use to you. But I guess in short, to answer your question is yes, waste elimination through an innovative product in a heavy waste space, that would fit.
Awesome. Yeah, that's actually the next question I had because I have an early stage business plan that I made in 2019 and it's so out of date. So I was wondering if that's okay. Like, can I still, is it still okay that you guys can teach me kind of how to make a proper business plan that properly addresses all of the issues we want to tackle?
Yes, for sure. And that is a common thing. You may need to put your first business plan in the shredder and start fresh. And I hear you there. I've been through that. So yeah, that's completely fine.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
Did you have any other questions?
No, those were the two big burning ones. Yeah, I'm just glad it aligns because again, yeah, I can't really use waste in my products because that I would be breaking all kinds of laws with Health Canada. So
Fair enough.
thank you.
You're welcome. I've got Cornelio and then David.
Yep. Hello, everyone, and congratulations for the initiative. I really like it. So my question is, and also based on your probably previous experience or previous cohorts, are you accepting individual proposals or team-based proposals? How are you managing that? What is better for the initiative? Thank you.
I think it might have cut out there just briefly, but I just want to confirm. So are you wondering if you can apply with if there's partners in your business or if you have multiple people as part of your business and how that application process would look?
Yep, that is correct. Exactly.
Perfect. So you would just submit the one application and you can note that there are others partners who are a part of your project. We ask that you kind of pick one key contact person for the Project Zero team if you were accepted into the program, who's a main point of contact. And we have had ventures in the past who have sent specific people for each session, whoever it relates the most to, and have kind of broken it up on their end. But as long as we have one key contact on our end, then that works.
Excellent. And in terms of the application, are you expecting have individual applications or probably as a team, as an organization, for example?
I would just submit one application for the organization, the business idea, the venture, just one application. And then you can note that there's a section in there that'll allow you to choose, is it a partnership, corporation, etc. Okay. And then you can put more details around that if you wish.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. David?
Hey, this is David speaking. Thanks for putting this info session together. If I understand correctly, the incubator doesn't take any equity in the cohort company. So is there something else that you guys expect in return for all the free services that we would receive?
Yes, we expect you to do very well, hire lots of people, solve climate change. No, we don't take any equity in the businesses. There is no payment, so it's really based on the merit of the business idea, its fit within the circular economy, and its potential to create change. So really, like, our success metrics are your success metrics. So that's the nature of this program. I know other accelerators and incubators do have an equity-based model or a post-payment arrangement, but we don't have that in our program.
Cool, thanks.
Keelan?
Okay, now you can hear me.
Yep.
Great. So I apologize, I was a little bit late. The application that you're talking about is there a link to that? Because I didn't see it on this Synergy website. You put it in the chat?
It's on our Project Zero website, and I think Jen, it looks like she's maybe just popping that into the chat right now.
Awesome,
If you go
awesome.
to projectzero.ca and then 22 Incubator. Yep, in the chat now.
Okay,
Perfect.
and then you may have also addressed this already, but I understand that it's limited to the geography of BC.
Yeah.
So what if the business is in BC and some of the activities may be outside of BC? Is that possible to be eligible?
That depends, I think. Feel free to send us an email. We certainly want to be servicing businesses based in BC, but if you're registered in BC and all your business activities are taking place out of province, that probably wouldn't be a fit for this program. However, if you have some supply chain or partnership relationships that, by the nature of the business occur elsewhere, that could fit. So it might be something we have to assess on a case-by-case basis. So if you want to send us an email with a little more of a description of what you're thinking, we can let you know if it's worth applying.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. And then John, I see you have a hand raised as well.
Yeah, I just have two questions. So what if a similar product or business concept already exists, but I'm hoping to implement a business plan catering to local industry within BC, and I'm hoping to expand it nationwide. Is that viable as for the application as well?
Yes, it doesn't. The degree of innovation, it doesn't have to be something absolutely brand new. It could be serving a slightly different market or in a slightly different region or something with a slightly different angle. For example, in the reusable takeout space, you need multiple players to really make that, the new business as usual. So because it's maybe been done in another city or in another place, we wouldn't rule that out. So our description of innovation is broad, if that's helpful to you.
Okay, thank you. And then my last question, I have a full-time job, and then if I were to be accepted to the program, attending the lectures starting at 2 p.m. may sometimes be difficult. Is that still okay if we were to be accepted to the program?
It could be challenging, as that is the core part of the program. And we do have people who, we have had people in the past who have worked full-time and required some flexible work hours with their employer. For that, we do record some sessions, but there is a decent amount of interactivity that happens within the sessions. So our expectation is that the participants will be able to attend 80% or more of the sessions. So just something to keep in mind. And hopefully there's a certain degree of flexibility perhaps that you could request.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much.
Wonderful. And Ali, I'll pass to you next. I see you have a hand raised as well.
Just a quick question. I'm considering a social enterprise. Do you guys support that style of business model?
Yep, we do. And we also, everything from nonprofit to corporation will accept into the program. And there is a section on the application form for you to identify how you recognize.
Okay, thanks.
Great. Wonderful. Well, I know that we're at 12:35 here, and we said we were going to go till 12:30 today, but I wanted to make sure we got those questions addressed for everyone who had hands up. If we didn't have a chance to get to your question today, or something comes to you between now and the application deadline, please send an email to project0@Synergy Foundation. Jen has put that in the chat box there, and the email is also available on our website. So please email us with any questions, and we'll be sure to get back to you. And like I said, we will be posting the link for today's session on our website, so you will see that later. Great. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing your applications. Bye.